Floyd Wallace returned to live streaming twice on Wednesday, reversing his policy to no longer live stream dates as he acted disrespectfully towards his featured dates on both live streams. The first live stream featured a heavy-set woman holding Wallace's hand while she guided him through the busy streets of Park Barrio in Medellin, Colombia. Wallace explained that he cold approached the woman earlier, one of 5 girls he successfully approached earlier, and she had called him to hang out. Cold approaching is essentially Wallace's term for trying to get the Instagram or phone numbers of women he hasn't met before. Much like cold calling in advertising, Wallace expects sexual encounters with the women he successfully cold approaches. As the woman stopped to get a pedicure, Wallace bragged that he and the woman met and had sex at his Airbnb and that he needed to choke the woman during sex in the shower. Since the woman spoke little English and was sitting a few feet from him, Wallace began to read insults about the woman in English, essentially laughing at her to her face. Bragging that he has smashed 4 women in Colombia since returning to his sex tours, Wallace was horrified when the pedicure attendant responded in English to a query, quickly changing subjects and acting sheepishly on camera. After the pedicure, the woman led Wallace around a busy marketplace, with Wallace disrespectfully stopping to cold approach several more women in front of her before ending the live stream. The second live stream featured Wallace back at this Airbnb with the woman known as the Stud. While the description of the video said that her name was Alexia, Wallace referred to her as Amiga throughout the video and largely ignored her as she cooked, claiming it was great content. Wallace would be later joined on panel by a man using a WTF is you doing bro description. The man took Wallace to task for calling his current live stream content, posing to Wallace what had changed about his approach to life. The man pointed out that Wallace only came on with content was a paywall where Wallace only live streamed when he was desperate for money. He explained that most of Wallace's viewers were watching because they were waiting for something awful to happen to him and nothing else. Wallace admitted that he only went to Colombia for his sex tours as he can't get women in the United States. The man pointed out that Wallace was unreasonable every time he suffered a setback and lashed out and gave up as soon as he experienced adversity in the United States. The man said that while he wanted Wallace to do better and Wallace was doing the bare minimum to get donations from his fans. He said that Wallace wasn't putting any effort into his content and pointed out that donations should be a bonus and not Wallace's main source of income. Wallace and the man differed on how much his fans donated towards his car, and Wallace refused the man's offer to take out insurance on him to make money off the potential death or injury Wallace may face by acting stupid. The policy of privatizing the majority of his videos came up, and Wallace refused to admit that he was scamming people as he was cutting them off from content that they paid to see. The man demanded that Wallace admitted that he was just scamming people to get through life and had no intention of changing. Wallace talked around the demand. The man told Wallace's viewers that the best thing they could do is to stop giving Wallace money. He said that everyone was enabling Wallace to continue the lifestyle and not grow up and take part in society as a fully functioning adult. Longtime subscriber SNO Travels replaced the man on panel, and Wallace admitted he was paying the Stud 50,000 pesos to cook and clean for him before ending the live stream.